Greetings to you, all the sowers of the seed of the gospel. If you're okay, then praise be to God and glory be to the name of Jehovah. Yeah, Jehovah Jireh. Praise be to the name of Jehovah. Jehovah Shammah. Yeah, Jehovah Nis. Yeah, Jehovah Shalom. Yeah, Jehovah El Shaddai. Oh, praise be unto his name, because he's a good shepherd, and I'm 100% sure that your life is conserved and 100% protected by this good shepherd, Jesus Christ himself. Yeah, I've been quiet for some time. I haven't been speaking on this platform. The reason is simple. It is because the phone that I've been using was tampered with. It was down. In short, I had no phone. And surprisingly, that's how somebody just gave me this power phone that I'm using now, which has got a better video camera. Yeah, I thank God for that, because this phone is really powerful. It is in the family of iPhones. Oh, so I urge all of you, the sowers of the seed of the gospel, to help me pray for this particular individual, that God may continue to bless him, so that he may continue doing such wonderful works to other people. Yes. Now, we continue, even as we are in the business of sowing the seed of the gospel, we continue with our verse and chapter. That is the book of Matthew chapter 13, verses 1. And there are so many things that we learned from this single chapter and single verse. And if you remember properly, or if you watched my previous videos, you agree with me that in the first place we discovered something like, on the same day Jesus Christ went out of the house and sat by the sea, and a great multitude of people followed him. And in part 1 we discovered something like, Jesus Christ was not an idle person. He was not a lazy person. He was a human being who never tolerated laziness. Jesus Christ himself was a man of work. He used to work. And I said something like, if you are lazy, you must be in a position of asking who really your father is, because you can't be a child of God when your father himself, God, works. Even today as we are talking, God himself in heaven is busy working. And you are just seated idle, waiting for miracle money, for God to put money in your pocket. Oh, shame on you. How should you wait for miracle money when your Father in heaven is working? Oh, God commands us to work for our money. You must sweat and find money, because that's what we were told by God himself after sin entered in us, or in our world. So that was part 1. We discovered to say we are not supposed to be lazy. Number 2, the second thing that we discovered from this single verse, on the same day Jesus Christ went out of the house and sat by the sea, and a great multitude of people followed him. We were able to learn something, that Jesus Christ went out of the house. And we discovered something to say, in as much as we are in the business of sowing the seed of the gospel, we should not sow the seed inside the house. Can you imagine a farmer buying seeds and he plants those seeds inside the house? For example, you buy seeds for maize and you dig inside your house to plant those seeds. Can you imagine how foolish and disorganized this farmer may be? A normal farmer will get out of the house to go in the field and plant those seeds outside the house. And we're able to discover to say, in as much as we're in the business of sowing the seed of the gospel, we should come out of the house. We should come out of the house of God, which is the church, and plant the seed out of the house, outside the church. Because the business of spreading the gospel, the business of sowing the seed, should not be done inside the house, but it should be done outside the house. And I confronted you, preachermen, you, the sowers of the seed of the gospel, to say, don't preach to the same people that you've been preaching over and over. You are preaching to the same people in the same church, the people that have already heard the gospel. The reason why they come to those churches, it is because they hate something about Jesus Christ. They know that there is Jesus Christ. There are thousands and millions of people who are waiting for your voice to go out to preach to them because they don't know anything about Jesus Christ. Stop preaching to the same people over and over. Get out of the house of God. Go out in the world and preach the gospel. Because that's what we were commissioned to do by Jesus Christ. He said, go ye therefore in the whole world and preach the gospel. Jesus Christ never said, go ye therefore in the whole churches and preach the gospel. That's not what Jesus Christ said. But he said, go ye therefore in the whole world and preach the gospel. And those that are going to receive this good news, then baptize them in the mighty name of Jesus, in the mighty name of our Father, and in the mighty name of the Holy Spirit. So that was the second thing that we looked in part 2, that we should come out of the house, we should go and sow the gospel outside the house of God. Now, the third thing that we can learn, this part 3, is something like, just as this verse says, that on the same day Jesus Christ went out of the house and sat by the sea, and a great multitude of people followed him. And people were able to follow Jesus Christ because they were able to see something in him. They were able to see value in Jesus Christ. I know, and I'm fully convinced that if Jesus Christ was a useless man, no one would even bother to follow him. Why would they even suffer themselves to follow somebody who was useless? But they followed Jesus Christ because Jesus Christ was not a useless person. They followed Jesus Christ because Jesus Christ was valuable. They were able to see value in Jesus Christ. And they were able to see value in Jesus Christ because Jesus Christ also valued them. And because Jesus Christ valued them, they were able to feel comfortable whenever they came close to Jesus Christ. They felt that they were in safe hands. I know, and I'm fully convinced that if Jesus Christ was a violent man, no one would even come any closer to Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ was a rude person, if Jesus Christ was a brutal person, no one would even come closer to Jesus Christ. But they knew, and they were able to see that Jesus Christ was a tender-hearted individual. They were able to see that Jesus Christ was a kind person. They were able to see that Jesus Christ was very generous. He was free to give any time, anything that they needed at a right time. And I think we can learn something from this. And this brings me to this powerful principle of Christianity, the principle of love. That if we want people to love us, then we should love people. People loved Jesus Christ simply because Christ himself loved the people. Don't expect to be loved by people when you hate people. There are some of you who call yourselves haters of people. Naturally, I hate that person. You hate somebody even if there is nothing that he did against you. I think you need deliverance. If that is your situation, you need deliverance, because such people were there even in the days of Jesus Christ. There are people who hated Jesus Christ even if there is nothing that Jesus Christ did against them. Yeah, others hated him. You see, we all know that Jesus Christ was a perfect person. He was a good person. He was a nice person. But other people still hated him. Among those people that were saying, crucify him, kill him, I know, and I'm fully convinced that there were those who ate the food that Jesus Christ gave. Yes, we know that Jesus Christ fed the 5,000 people. The other time he fed the 4,000 people. Among those people who were saying, crucify him, others ate the food of Jesus Christ. Not only food, but others received a miracle. They were healed by Jesus Christ, but they were able to find a fault, and they said, crucify him. So that is the same case even to us. It's not true that everyone is going to love us. Others are going to hate us. Even as we're in the business of sowing the seed of the gospel, others are going to hate us just because of that. But that's not should be your worry, because we are not here to please everyone. It's going to be impossible. Get this point. I'm not saying it's going to be difficult. It's going to be impossible to please all the human beings. To please everyone is impossible. If Jesus Christ was not able to please everyone, then who do you think you are to make everyone happy? Yeah, but we should love people, and when we love people, generally people are going to love us, except those that are demonically possessed, who are going to hate you even if you love them. I think that's one thing that we can learn, is that we should love people, and when we love people, people are going to come closer to us. When Jesus Christ loved people, people were able to come closer to Jesus Christ, even if he came out of the house and he went and sat by the sea. Many people, the Bible says that great multitudes of people followed him. Great multitudes of people followed him because Jesus Christ was a good person and he loved them also. I think that's one thing that we can learn also from this. Let's be in the business of loving people, and we should not just love people, we should show love to people. Even if you love, but if you are not able to show your love, then your love is useless. You must show your love. When God loved the world, he could not just keep quiet. Oh, I love the world, and he was silent in heaven. No, that's not what God did. But when he loved the world, he did something. That which he did was to show his love by sending Jesus Christ to us here. And when Jesus Christ came here, he could not just show love to people that he interacted with, but he was able to show love. He was able to do something to show his love towards people. So even us, as we're in the business of sowing the seed of the gospel, we should not just love people, we should learn to show love to people. How can we show love to people? By talking to them, by interacting with them, by giving them what we can afford, by doing all what we can do. But what I'm trying to say is that we should showing love. Yes, we should do. There is power in doing. In English they say, actions speak louder than words. Don't just say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Show your love. Just as Jesus Christ did, he showed his love to us by dying on the cross of Calvary, by feeding thousands of people, by healing people. All these things that Jesus Christ was doing was an attempt to show love to us. What can you do to show love to people? In as much as we are in the business of sowing the seed of the gospel, let's make sure that we love people. Let's make sure that we show love to people. Love is actually a very critical component in Christianity. It's actually a pillar of Christianity. Without love, you are nothing. And this brings me to this powerful chapter of the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verses 1 going down there, where the Bible says that you can do all things, but without love, you are nothing. You can speak in tongues of angels, but without love, you are nothing. You can give all what you have to the poor. You can feed the hungry, but without love, you are nothing. You can raise the dead. You can raise the dead. You can perform all what you think are great miracles, but without love, you are nothing, 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 nothing. Love is such a very important thing. It's a very important component. Some time back, I posted something on this forum to say God himself he has got no love. He is actually love. When you talk about love, you're talking about God, because God himself is love. That's what the Bible says. The Bible doesn't say God has got love, but he is himself love. So in as much as we are his children, we must be the children that are of God. We must be the children of God that are going to show love towards our friends, towards our colleagues, towards our classmates, for those that are in schools. We must show love. I think that's one thing that we must learn. On the same day Jesus Christ went out of the house and sat by the sea, and a great multitude of people followed him. If we anticipate to have great people, a good number of people following us, even as we are the sowers of the seed of the gospel, love should be in our midst. We must be able to show love. I think I should end here. May God bless you. Hallelujah. Amen.